Welcome back to quantreef.com. Sol's trading around 76.11 right now, sitting just above its session VWAP after a bounce off the mid-72 area. Interesting spot to catch it. We'll run through liquidity, support and resistance, VWAP, Fibonacci, fair value gaps, positioning, and where this likely heads over the next several hours. Price is at 76.11, holding above session VWAP at 75.99 and above both anchored VWAPs, from the swing high near 75.29 and the swing low near 75.55, close enough together that they're acting as one zone rather than two separate levels. That's acceptance above value, which reads mildly bullish, but the Fibonacci and volatility layers underneath are stale and weak, so momentum is more neutral to cautious than confidently bullish. The liquidation map itself isn't showing clean pool data right now, so I'll lean on the entries card instead. It flags 77.84 as the strongest liquidity wall above price and 75.46 as the strongest wall below. Markets tend to drift toward these thick pockets of resting stops before reversing, because that's where the fuel is to move price fast in either direction. Watch both sides rather than assuming one. On the panel right now there's no resistance printed above price, but plenty stacked below, support at the stop loss level of 74.51, then the 0.382 fib at 73.71, then targets 1, 2, and 3 at 72.51, 70.53 and 69.06. With no overhead resistance shown, downside support is more likely tested first if momentum fades. A break below 73.71 would invalidate the current constructive read. Above price, the fair value gaps sit far out, 80 to 78.83 and further up near 87 to 88.50, both bearish gaps that look like longer-term magnets, not near-term targets. Below, closer gaps at 75.73 down to 74.35, then two 4-hour gaps near 74.20 and 73.3. Price sits just above the 1.618 fib extension at 76.38, essentially right on top of it. Given the proximity, that fib level is more likely to get tested first than any of the fair value gaps. The grade reads watch, N at 81, HTS at 53, readiness is decent but the hard time frame score is holding it back. Trend and structure, volume and liquidity, and institutional positioning are carrying the score, while macro regime, volatility and relative strength are dragging it down. Retail and top account long percentages aren't populated this run, but the 4-hour taker split is close to even, 48.5% long versus 51.5% short, a fairly balanced crowd, slight edge to shorts. With price hugging the 1.618 extension and VWAP just below, the path of least resistance short-term looks like a probe toward the 77.84 wall, where sellers have been resting. If that liquidity gets swept and rejected, look for a fade back towards 75.46 and possibly the fib supports near 73.70. If buyers instead push through 77.84 with volume, 78 territory and the daily fair value gap open up. Taker flow is close to balanced, so no one's badly offside yet, but remember SOL largely follows Bitcoin's own liquidity picture, so check that map before leaning either way here. Bullish case confirms above 77.84, invalidated back under 75.46. Bearish case confirms under 75.46, invalidated on a reclaim of 77.84. So we're sitting right at a decision point, and whichever side takes that next pool of liquidity probably dictates the next rail move. If this kind of breakdown helps, drop a like and subscribe. Quantreef.com runs this same 9-layer grading, probability and liquidity read across more than 100 coins, with a 7-day trial if you want to dig deeper. And as always, this is for educational purposes only, not financial advice.